Abronya DC remanded for 2 weeks over alleged offensive publications. Andra na yawo Ghana and yete say a year NPP for a press conference led by a year Afenyomakin. And press conference in Afade ho. Efa a year Abronya and the Yaramandano for 2 weeks. BNI cells. Now yen nyina nim de Abronya ekogina court. Any how in sema or kafa a certain judge. And they be am catch Ghana for. Say your pobi manaka a ye court ne judge for hun sema a mere Kelvin Taylor. Because I have been there before. At a point in Ghana, near say I'm the greatest escapee. You were some back Ghana near prosecuting. Finally, I came to Ghana. I stood before the Supreme Court. Abronya is standing before a high court too. Let me tell you people something. Abronya case we know it is before a high court. I had to go before the Supreme Court. So Abronya krampo de ono wafa no wedi. Abronya afa no wedi. Ondru baby Abronya was high court. He's just at a circuit court anamebwa. He's at a circuit court. Abronya's case is being heard at the circuit court. Abronya's case is not being heard at the Supreme Court. I had to come to the Supreme Court, with all due respect to the court, stood before the Supreme Court judges, make my case respectfully, and then in their own wisdom, they said, Kelvin Taylor, you have made your case and it makes sense to us. You can walk. I was saying Ghana 40 as say, if Abronya today is standing in front of a circuit court, Abronya is not even nowhere. Ondru baby also do no. So I don't know why the NPP today, the same people who were pushing the Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, to make sure I am deported to Ghana to stand trial. No? Why are the same people fighting the same court? Why? Now, Mamika Samancho. This is Afenyomakin, Endra, Omuye press conference. And these are some of the words he used against the judge, Otia Samnoso.
That judge has no respect for his own judicial oath. I don't think he read the law. That circuit court 9 judge, I have no respect for him. For a judge to say that he's remanding Abronya into BNI custody until the case is finally determined, such a judge can never have my respect. I pray that he summons me for contempt. I will continue to disrespect him until he upholds the law. He's gone beyond his judicial function. And it is not his first. It's as if he has been selected purposely to achieve this. He doesn't talk law. I don't know whether he ever passed his law exam. It's a shame. It's a shame on the judiciary. And my Lord Bafuboni must pay attention to this. For whatever it is, it's about his legacy. I'm told by December he will be 70 and he will be gone. Is that a legacy he wants to leave? After Tokonu was booted out of office and all manner of accusation leveled against Tokonu, is that the judiciary? The judiciary, they said they were going to reset. Is that a reset where a judge will say he is remanding an accused? Because if he allows him to go home, if he grants him bail, he is likely to talk again. So he should remain in custody. In fact, at first, his pronouncement was that Abronya should go to Nsawam until the case is finally determined. He's already prejudiced the outcome of the case. And this man says he's a judge. I should respect him. And some fool say,
so, you see, Mamika we been in Ghana for. In the past, right? What happens in say MPP for to be divided Ghana for mu no more creating impression be say yani MPP for a group of people are yenim nyansa chen the rest of Ghana for. Inti when matters come, now yenya people to take their time to explain to Ghana for around the nation and around the world. That is what they have taken advantage of since 1992. Insulting a judge who has been selected by the Constitution. Afenyomakin is a lawyer in the first place, remember. He's a practicing lawyer. He has a law firm. And every single judge, and remember, time every single NPP person on TV so can say, if I speak against, or if when I spoke against Chebafo, it technically meant say I had spoken against the judiciary. Now, Afenyoma Kinjina platform NPP headquarters with his colleagues. Ekache Ghana fo nyina say, judge no ono hu ni say o judge krampo onye sure say ebu a wasi de ma judge no mo so de ma no. He was speaking from the NPP headquarters. So look at the environment. And now secondly, look at the people he was with, the whole NPP leadership. And then look at the people who were sitting there clapping, his fellow lawmakers who are also in parliament and some being lawyers. So you see, Afenyoma Ken na onjina ne dem no okaso. Afenyoma Ken ojina NPP headquarters. Afenyoma Ken was supported by his colleagues who are members of parliament and some former ministers, and some of them being lawyers. Afenyoma Ken himself is a lawyer. And then Afenyoma Ken stands in front of the cameras to tell us, say, judge no to onye sure says judge no osebuo eniso mama ni buo. Why? Because I say judge no and a day de abronya koto remand. Secondly, I say on one case the party for no many buo biama judge no. And remember, in Ghana, the constitution through the judicial service and then the vetting of parliament in the judge or Ghana. Technically, the lawmaker is telling us that respect no crampo no onima the judiciary, that is the chief justice to the last person, and also the constitution that ye jinaso edi judges. This is a lawmaker. And the most important part in say he is a lawyer. You see, when somebody is speaking, the first thing you need to understand the environment he's in, the context na emanika no okano, and what it represents. In this enka Afenyoma kijane dem and maybe a radio be friend or cancer asem because Afenyoma speaking from his home. But this is Afenyoma speaking from a place where they call their party home, and then amongst people who are also lawmakers and lawyers who at the end of the day are parts of the judiciary. So don't just see this statement as Afenyoma Jimmy and Okan. No. He knows what he's doing. He understands the oil. He basically is playing with the NPP because one, when you said the NPP as a political party, do Jimmy to the point that they will not look at this matter from that point of view whereby you are representing the party that was in power a year and a half ago or a year and 5 months ago, and that whatever you would say as a leader of our minority and also as a lawyer and where you are standing, it reflects the party. Now, I'm going to give the NPP something to think about. On Afenyoma Kenekano, or can in such a way to say, judge, in his capacity, and or share die and I say, or the Edian, or the Abronya Kakotum. Also, Kasan Osha, the body language, he knew he was breaking the law. He knew what he was doing wasn't something that as a member of parliament, a lawyer, and a leader of the minority in parliament should do. He knew it. But you see, parliament, he wants to be in the news. And two, he knows his position as the minority leader is very shaky. But Omia wants to change him. And three, he's calling for attention. So what he's doing now, and say, party now, it needs to reset. It needs to be accepted. No, he is basically making everything about him. But you see, so will be a leader of even a choir group. That's a choir abontin. Me from Yankasama, sorry, Anglican. na so be a leader of a choir group na oka Anglican choir group ho na okokro bi so na okoye nyome bi anya ye beka say Anglican or Boise Anglican diocese a choir member na akoye say so whatever that person does it affects the group. Afenyomakin is the leader of the minority. Now, I'm sure there's a document or Rankasa published here. We are going to read the document. Me read we are not much show. The Afenyomakin can any document no Rankasa published. And we say NPP for no omu Ghana for nyina say but maybe say me read the document we are now. I will speak to Ghanaians. I will speak to the NPP for omu nyansa. Maybe they are failing to understand the ditch this group of people are putting the party in. Shadia, you see this document? Come out. There's a document Abronye shared. Afenyomakin shared this afternoon on his own page, right? I'm reading the document in the show. Where is a case report? The course were court in time Abronye call court. Then your man say uncle that remand, right? Shadia. These documents were shared by Afenyomakin Nankasa on his own page. Now I'm reading them and show Davy. I feel we are no busa who say now Afenyomakin Nimwe as a minority leader, as a lawyer who has a law firm, as somebody who led the minority from 169 members all the way to 87 members. He knew all these things. And then he came on TV to say what he said. Now, the minority leader, Honorable Alexander Kwamena Afenyomakin, Parliament of Ghana. So this document is a document that is coming from the lawyers who represented Abronye. Okay. Now, Afenyomakin post me and reading the background. The accused person, Mr. Kwame Bafo Abronye, Bono Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, was arraigned before the Circuit Court Accra on the 13th of May 2026 on the following charges. 1. Offensive conduct conducive to the breach of the peace. Section 207 or 2071 Criminal Code 1960 Act 29. Yede Abronye Bejina Court no yede charge back on the board no. Na charge na yede offensive conduct conducive to the breach of the peace. Oye niamon say bia ama Ghana sebio yasumdue ne kebi mami kebi no emra ne kire say de oye no etia Ghana mra. Charge yede board ne bi no. And a second, publication of false news. Section 2081 Criminal Code 1960 Act. And a charge for first ade boy Abronye ne say or the nyoma bi agu mframem sebio eye abefo intentan no so a enye no kore eya tro ebetuma ba se okaye ebetuma ba se wo troye ebetuma ba se eye mfoni ye say Ghana mra a ye frɛ no Criminal Code 1960 Act 29 no ekire se wo ye sa nyoma no na uningina so na eya tro ye wo mra e wo Ghana ye betumi di a charge wo enti sa nyoma mienu wei na ejina so a ye de Abronye ko gina court menya abotre na me pese wote nyoma bi ase. Now, point 2. Prior to today's sitting, the accused was granted police inquiry bail on the 13th of April 2026. He was duly informed to appear before the court on the 13th of May 2026, which he did in compliance with the bail condition. Into almost say answer day na ye jail ye ma Abronye remand no on the 13th no oba court and ye catch and say on the on Sambra oba court on the 13th of April and ye catch say on the 13th of May no Umbra and Abronye eba court on the 13th of May. Remember 13th of May and ye no court to remand no. We are after the post here we make sure there. Now, counsel for the accused. You got a counsel for the accused that Abronye lawyer. Counsel for the accused renewed an application for bail pending trial, citing that the offense are misdemeanors, that the accused has a fixed place of abode, is a public figure, and has reliable securities of sufficient means. Reliable sureties of sufficient means. Counsel further emphasized the accused's health conditions and family responsibilities. Omokodu court on the 13th of a year May no. Abronya lawyer catch a judge and say, Judge, Abronya oyobia obi enimu no. In fact, or your regional chairman, Bono regional chairman of your party, NPP. Or your obia nimse or Tegana. In fact, Abronya nipebia or webusia. Abronya nipebia sebio ne yare or yare one or yare for. Inti na Abronya lawyer no say ope bail ama Abronya kufie. One, Abronya ya warefo or baby or te. In fact, or Japadia or Dibesia wawa sureties. Nippon bet mabe jinimamano. And ye Japadio, say a person be jinimamana or will be obabe jinimamano. And Abronya oh baby or te. Now Abronya ne won fano or yarefo or health complications. Inti judge and enshawuna oma Abronya bail. Okay. Into one. Omoko court no. Abronya lawyer na judge ne would say Abronya onye just a mere person or responsibility or a leader of a whole region. So one, he needs to be responsible in his statements. Say they be omudi bonia kodru quarter say everybody knows him, he will not run away. Enti omankasa na judge na tell say Abronya nye obia say be nipa ketua or nipa odi a whole region enim, a political party region in him. It means he knows what is right and what is wrong, and that he should be responsible in his utterances. Indirectly, that is what the counsel for Abronya is telling the judge. Now, almost some judge not say Abronya yarefo. So Abronya yarefo, he needs to know that he is not supposed to get himself involved in things that will not benefit him when it comes to his health. Into no crampa or health complications. No, so onim say yare asthma, unko baby a yetu gala. Unko baby a ahwiaka ehwia ahwia unko shampase. But lawyer na ode Abronya ba ne ka che judge say Abronya nim we nyina enti yama ni bail. Abronya you're responsible, and I don't think any responsible citizen will look in the face of a judge the same way they told me to say that the judge is a criminal. The judge, because when I criticized the judge, people said I wasn't responsible, and I said why would I criticize the judge? Also catch and say Abronya is responsible. How will a responsible man look in the face of a judge? Yade Ghana mrayin say on so to make such utterances or statements. Now, I mention the second part of the document after you mark in the chair. Me we are makase me ache NPP for. Thank you, team. Thank you. This was supposed to come in before even I entered here, but I can still use it. Now, this is the second part of Afinyoma Kinankasa say Abronya lawyers in the share we or they now move free court no. Afinyoma Kin post here. Makaya say Omangasa receipt any the beche with DBA. I did not make this up. Afinyoma Kin post here. After Obeke can some no kind na odidi judge na terms judge no ko onye sure so passing the law exams. Judge no onye obia obitume bunu as a political party. Judge no or nipa bia sebio onim nyans o kan sem bebre che judge no owie no be posti we. Now, point 5. The prosecution opposed the bail application, arguing that the accused, if released, was likely to commit similar offenses given the nature of the charge. In fact, time court no ena the prosecutor catch judge and say judge yate say Abronya lawyers and say ma Abronya bail. Now the reason why I so oppose say eni say ma Abronya bail and say Abronya ye nipa bia from his past record no bibia nkyere say ade we ya waye no enya de a obeye biom. So prosecution no police for no na omo ka say ye fa Abronya entufiase no omo case ni nyan say judge sani pa ogina wenimi. In fact the lawyer say ma the bail no go fie. Now yene from what we know and the history about this person no, and they say we jana ma ni ko fie that will not stop him from doing what he just did. Because under the laws of the Republic of Ghana, no, what he did, is a crime. Now, my info went to I'm taking a pause. I'm in timeline of police or court action against Abronye 2025-2026. Abronye ne records ni. Now, September 2025, police invited and arrested Abronye over alleged false statement and offensive comment. This was September 2025. He actually spoke against the IGP, made some false statement. He could not prove it. Police invited him. Now, on the 9th of September 2025, Accra Circuit Court remanded him into police custody on charges including 1. Publication of false news. It has reflected in this current case. 2. Offensive conduct and conducive to breach of the peace. It has reflected again. It happened in September. The same charges. Now, September to October 2025, Abronye terminal report. He appeared in court multiple times over alleged insulting comment about the IGP. He pleaded not guilty and was later granted bail. This is the same person. Late 2025, early 2026, the case continued with adjournment and ongoing court proceedings. Now, May 2026, Abronye was given remand after Abronye was again remanded after alleged comment targeting a circuit court judge, this current case, leading to fresh allegations of offensive conduct and false publications. So you see, when a prosecutor made a case in court to say, Mr. Judge, this person, he has a history of repeating the same crime, an act that we have all read, which the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana sees it as a crime. No, this person in the box has repeated the same thing. So the prosecutor is saying that, Mr. Judge, don't grant him bail. Abronye is not a first-time offender. This is not the first time Abronye akojina court. And you know the funny thing, court now akojina several times now, and be meha in court. The same kind of charges, technically about 90%, and the Abronye akojina court. And me remanding. So the prosecutor was telling the judge, say, Judge, and yes, Abronye, but from his history, from the kind of crimes he has committed, this crime is not different from all those crimes that didn't copy a court, didn't call remand. So we believe that he did not learn any lesson from the previous experience and that it will be better for you to keep him for us to finish this case. So the question here is, what has the judge done wrong here? Because Abronye is not a first-time offender. Charges said about Abronye, no, you be born 3 times, and it's the same thing. Now, Oko point 6. After your marking, we are making a Oko point 6, court's ruling. This is the ruling of the judge. Judge and say, the honorable judge, after considering the submission, denied the bail application on the grounds that the accused, this is after your markings documenta. Abronye lawyers demand they see your court proceedings and me read the or say the honorable judge, after considering the submissions, meaning otie prosecutor no otie Abronye lawyer no, after considering the submissions, denied the bail application on the grounds that the accused, that is Abronye, is likely to commit similar offenses if granted bail. Judge, the money general so the Abronye coach say when say, or see, otie Abronye lawyer no, and otie prosecutor no, and I say, this person before me, the same offenses I did about court about 4 times, This is the same case, the same thing he has done. Into consider, it means Abronye did not learn anything from his previous experience. Because if he's somebody who is responsible, somebody who knows to say his health is not that good, somebody who knows to say he's the leader of a party, he will learn from the 4, 5, 6 experience that took him to a jail or remand. Why is he still before me? He's still before me because of the same actions. So a rational judge considered Abronye's record. He considered Abronye's coming to the court in the same status. And then he said to himself, he said, no, this is a person who is learning nothing from the bill that he was granted all the time. That is where the discretion of a judge comes in. when they say the discretion of a judge, that is where he uses his common sense. That is where he looks at the case and says, say, now I've learned the law. Now how do I apply my common sense to make this make sense? So at that point, the judge looked at Abronya's history and said, you are not getting bail. Because akorakora tifie, na oya ade ba akona utwa ne to. Now say the same thing utwa ne to. Oya 3 times, so I can just say no, we don't hear belt. Because you expect that kid to learn from their experience na esi no. So okowia nkwan mu nam na utwa ne nsa ho. Na okowia eye jollof mu nam na utwa ne nsa ho. There are 2 different crimes. Eye nkwan mu nam ene jollof nam. Say akora ne be wia dokono so nam a, it is following the same pattern. Now he moved the punishment up to let the kid understand and say, oh, Bonnie, even the Bible says, yeah, Bonnie, now you need now, yes, but when we go back to the same sin, God does not forgive. Meaning the judge applied common sense, looked at the facts before him, and looked at the character, which is Abronye, the accused, and said, you are not learning anything from the past. So it is very important you stay in here and make sure we finish the case with you. I don't think judge, has done anything extraordinary to get all these insults from Afenyomakin. Point 7. Subsequent application by counsel for the accused person, TNA. Immediately after the ruling, time a judge case ruling, this is what happened. So on a normal day in Ghana, when you are giving bail, or because of politics, and sometimes some judges are lenient on some people and say Faniko BNI, Faniko national security. In America, when you are going on remand, they don't say go to the police station near you to go for remand or go to the CIA office for remand. When you are put on remand, you are taken to the jail. You don't call jail proper. It is Ghana and ama politics in people trying to find shades of remand places. In Tinka Ghana no yamremu no yamao remanda you don't call the nearest prison. But because continuously politicians edi omonsa keka kanyomanti yetimo obi bail yesi amfa nko to BNI yetimo obi bail yesi amfa nko Blue Gate yetimo obi bail yesi amfa nko. But on a normal day when you are giving bail, automatically you have to go to the nearest prison. And in Accra, where the case was happening, the nearest prison was in Sanwim Anambra. Okay, but listen to this. After the judge didn't ruling by, automatically when you are being remanded, the police pick you up, they take you straight to Insawum. Now this is what happened. Why are we here today? Now, immediately after the ruling, counsel for the accused prayed the court to remand the accused into BNI custody instead of the prison custody. Or we in the judgment, okay, I said take this man to remand. He's not even supposed to take him to Insawemo. He's supposed to say, take this man to remand. What happened was, I brought your lawyers, the catch a judge, and said, Miss Rao. Automatically, himself or send Insawemo no call. Yes, Rao, Fanako to be an IMI. You hear? So it wasn't even the judge who suggested a BNI, who suggested Insawemo. Insawemo is automatic. It is it's a constant. When you are being remanded, you are supposed to be put in Insawemo. Until the judge does not even have to add Insawom to his judgment. All that he has to do is that remand, this guy should be on remand. And you are being put on remand. You found police station. You found the nearest police station or the police station that brought you. They take you to the prison for you to serve your remand. When we need to take you to court, we bring you to court. In the judgment, he did not say take him here because automatically judgments come with Insawom. Now, when the judgment was done, I brought your lawyer and a par judge and it say, yes, Rao. Yedim say automatically also consawum. Yes, Rao. Ne yari enti obetumi be emedi na to BNI cells. So why would anybody turn around and insult the judge and come on national television as a minority leader and say all sort of things and insult a certain judge in the name of what? Now, already point 7 in Manisia. This is what it says. The honorable judge, after some hesitation, the honorable judge, after some hesitation, agreed with the council's prayer. You see, time I brought your lawyer catch a judge and say, Mr. Minim say, ya remandi obi a nsem na osoko, ya pa uchow, faniko biya judge ne kwano, na man so be sa. But you could see, say, the judge was even considerate. The judge no mudina temno, he was very considerate because any judge will say, let us stick to the basics. Remand means in Sawum. Abronya is not special than anybody who is serving remand at Insawum. So take him to Insawum. But the judge listened to Abronya's lawyer. The judge basically hesitated, but at the end of the day, he was like, okay, I'll give you this. What makes this judge a bad person? What makes this judge a very bad person for the whole political party, their leadership in parliament, their leader stand on national television to insult the judge? The judge has really done NPP or Abronye so much good. The judge in this case, he has even done what he's not supposed to do. Any Ghana ni be once a woman says several remand, no, that person should be angry with this judge. Why? Because Abronya is not better than anybody serving remand a one sawum. And sawum is default. Until right now, somebody's lawyer can go to court and say, why was Abronya remanded? Why was Abronya told to serve his remand? It will be an cell because I also have a client at Insawum who is on remand, on also health problems, on also responsibility, on also address, on also sureties. I didn't know my client in the Insawum na Abronya the BNI. Somebody can go to court tomorrow and challenge this matter. Do you know that? Because we are all equal before the law. And on a normal day, the judge has even done what he's not supposed to do. Judge Nkwe Bumraso for taking Abronya to BNI, for accepting that plea from Abronya's lawyer. The judge has even committed a crime. Yes. In the process of even saving Abronya, the judge has gone against the law. Because there are so many people at Insawema, they are serving remand. So if those people, their lawyers tomorrow petition the CJ and say, me to my brother is in Insawum, serving 4 months remand. My brother is responsible. He has sureties. He has medical problems. Why is he there and why is Abronya at BNI? What will the judge say? I'm asking you. Tatuchi Kata went straight to Insawuma Namebwa. So for NPP to come on national television, to come and insult the judge who basically saved Abronye, protected Abronye. What was that for? And Omu Penti's picture to say, judge, and I say, or the Abronye consawum, say, Jelu Kumasi, High Court, Yatamona remand, Yaduko Central Prisons. Anamebwa, and the Ochinago Court to Kumasi. Na yeduko jina court, high court, dear court. Na yekase koda remanda, ehini yadoko, enye Kumasi Central Prisons. Adentina Abronye, yadeni konsa wuma, today is making the NPP insult a judge. Listen to Afinyomakin again.
That judge has no respect for his own judicial oath. I don't think he read the law. That circuit court 9 judge, I have no respect for him. For a judge to say that he's remanding Abronye into BNI custody until the case is finally determined, such a judge can never have my respect. I pray that he summons me for contempt. I will continue to disrespect him until he upholds the law. He's gone beyond his judicial function. And it is not his first. It's as if he has been selected purposely to achieve this. He doesn't talk law. I don't know whether he ever passed his law exam. It's a shame. It's a shame on the judiciary. And my Lord Bafuboni must pay attention to this. For whatever it is, it's about his legacy. I'm told by December he will be 70 and he will be gone. Is that a legacy he wants to leave? After Tokonu was booted out of office. and all manner of accusation leveled against Tokonu. Is that the judiciary? The judiciary, they said they were going to reset. Is that the reset? Where a judge will say he is remanding an accused because if he allows him to go home, if he grants him bail, he is likely to talk again. So he should remain in custody. In fact, at first, his pronouncement was that Abronyo should go to Insawom until the case is finally determined. He's already prejudiced the outcome of the case. And this man says...
Now, I want to say something to the NPP. And what I want to say, then say, me, I'm not going to talk much. But I want to talk to those with conscience in the NPP. This is a party, and you might not like me, which is fine. I understand. This is a party that left office a year and 5 months ago. This is a party that people are expecting you to do things in a way that Obi Tinchi Obeka say, okay, I am seeing some different NPP that is taking responsibility and respecting the intelligence of Ghanaians. I'm very sure that there are judges in Ghana, with all due respect, they are leaning towards the NPP. And there are so many people in Ghana, and they are asking themselves, who are NPP now? Do you think this posture by the minority leader, who are NPP now, you think this posture can give you power? Sometimes, no, I am what I can't say, where ye be say, but every election, its own style of communication. Maybe 2024, and now 2020, 2024, it had that style of communication that was effective then. Oh, Kelvin Taylor, a robust, hard, very vulgar in his words. Maybe that time, no, it demanded for such reaction. The Chamo Politics 101. But you see, every election cycle be the kind of communication you're facing. Now, you see, Afenyomakin is doing this not for you, NPP. Afenyomakin idea all your way, no, or yet to protect himself. His leadership is at risk as a minority leader. And you see, sometimes, you know, more NPP for no, some time will be I am one day come on and I'm being very honest with you. There are people sitting on the sidelines watching. They are judges. Mama Kanchiro, about 3 NPP MPs in parliament spoke to me this morning. And they're like, this is unacceptable. Especially coming from a leader or yet lawyer. These are the same lawyers we'll be facing as we move on. These are the same lawyers that any MP before we will be standing before. As much as they are lawyers, they are humans. Every lawyer votes in Ghana. Every lawyer, every judge votes in Ghana. Every judge have their leanings, whether you like it or not. So, especially somebody who is a lawyer and somebody who is leading a minority, which is trying to reshape the way the party looks. This kind of talk will never shape anything, especially when you want to take power. Because now you are in opposition and you are launching a fight against judges. It will now move to fighting against chiefs. It will now move to fighting against religious leaders. It will now move a fight against maybe philanthropists, businessmen. Now, this is a party that has done so much damage to the point they need to please every single person. And pleasing every single person, I don't mean that when something is wrong, you cannot speak about it. But when you want it to be a banter between that party, no, and the citizenry who can read between the lines and understand the issue at stake, then it means you are not doing yourself any good. You are not doing your flag bearer any good. You are basically digging the party deeper and deeper. So, what this guy did, I'm being honest with you, and most of you will insult me and do you will see there are NPP MPs who don't like this guy's leadership style at all. Because right now, if you are an NPP MP and you're a lawyer, you have to understand this guy has created enemies for you in the judiciary everywhere. Now, the party as a political party, you will be going to court. You will be facing these same judges. What was the essence for this attack, which we all know was baseless? It is because this guy never speaks for the NPP. He has always been a Kennedy guy. He has always never wanted the Bawumia leadership. It has always been about himself. So what he's doing is not to bring you people back. And you might say, oh, Kelvin and Payasem, me, I've done politics for long. And I've studied political dialogue. And I've studied Ghana politics. So many NPP MPs are going to lose their seat because of these kind of statements. Yeah. Because now, your opponent can use it against you that you supported Afenyomakin when he was going after the judiciary. And it will not stop here. He is going to go after the chiefs. He is going to go after the religious leaders. He is going to go after teachers, nurses. And sometimes you ask yourselves, you are also a lawyer. You are part of a political party. How can we make one person? Because some MPP communicators now, sometimes I'm catch them say, I am more attacking Nipa, Monko after these people. No, you see why Afenyomakin is not arrested? Politically, it is not wise. Mamenka Winchro, no political party will be stupid enough to arrest a minority leader. No political party or no government. But you know something? You, the person that he's fueling, you are the ones who are going to be the casualties. Because Mona Motiti TikTok now, you are taking inspiration from this politics this guy is doing. Most of you will end up in jail. Because imagine you live around the Adenta municipality. Now, Okoka Assembly, because you are taking inspiration from Afenyomakin, you are going to go before that same judge. You are going to go before a judge. You don't know his political leanings. So basically, the oil say he's setting you people up. And no party that wants power, no political party leader or Nimunyansa will sit there and say, this is okay. Never okay. Never. And it hurts me that there are so many people in the NPP. At their way, it hurts them, but they can't speak. Because every single day, everything this guy says, and I'm not here to even talk about Afenyomakin's history when it comes to his disrespect to the court. I'm not even going to do it because everybody knows this is the same person. Or yet lawyer, Obia some court to me friend threaten no I'm a girlfriend. I could rape Ninia Bem, I could rape Obiba, Eden Sawaka Obiba, no general defender to me call general legal counsel after sending thugs after 2-year-old kid. This is a dirty riffraff. But what I want to tell MPP for them to say, I don't have time, but I want the MPP to understand. Say, if you think this kind of communication, Afenyomakin at the end of the day is a politician. If I'm the president, with all due respect, no government in their right senses will jail Afenyomakin. You know why? Because Afenyomakin's action reflects the party. And his actions is what is destroying the party in parliament. It's me, I'm a president. Why should I go after Afenyomakin? Because I know Afenyomakin is doing the job. And if the MPP fails to understand these basic things, if Bawumia fails to understand, then it means Yendu 2028, not party Nankasano, no Ghanaian will want to associate themselves with the NPP because this is politics 101. You might not like me, I understand. But one day, Mwankasamba, sorry, I raise the issue. Because this guy, from day one, he has never been a Bawumia person. Yeah? When you want to look at the reality, and with all due respect to Kennedy Japan, you saw in his constituency, Kennedy Japan made 644. Obiampo drew 150. You know why? Because he basically pumped his money in Kennedy's campaign. He wanted Kennedy to lead the NPP. And at this point, he does not fucking care. It is about him. This is Afenyomakin's constituency. NPP 2028 flag bearership race. Timer Omokoyeno. Kennedy Japan 644. He's the lawyer to Kennedy. And sometimes he tells you he's somebody today because of Kennedy. I have no problems with Kennedy, but I'm making you MPP. A woman, not a woman. They are two different things, belonging to me and belonging to us. And this guy has never respected that Bawumia leadership. And whatever he does, he picks himself first. It is about him. It is so. The more Afenyomakin leads the minority, the better for the government of the day. Because I don't think Asiedun Ketia or Fifi Kwete or Ato Forsen, none of them will make such a reckless statement because it goes deep. It cuts the party deep. You might be insulting me. I'm fine. But you see, I spoke to 3 NPP MPs, 3 of them. And you see, what they told me was that, Kevin, the problem is this guy. Kevin, the problem is this guy. The problem is nobody. If the guy can put his ego and his personal interest aside, the party will be there. The party will be presentable. The party will be attractive. But this is the situation. What he's trying to do is he wants to be arrested. It's about him. He's basically contesting the small TikTokers who are being arrested. He wants to be like those people. He wants to be in the news. He wants to be arrested and taken to a cell. And then it is about him. But you see, the more he does this, the more he sinks the party. I'm an NPP person, but actually, where Jimmy and you have a problem. What I'm telling you, it's Mwankasantinasi. Now, this guy picked the party when we had this number of votes in parliament. Upon all his noise, his insinuation and insult, this is a guy who went to Tokonu's court in less than 24 hours. He got a ruling. This is a guy under the leadership of Bawumia. He went to Tokonu's court in less than 12 hours. He got a ruling. This is a guy who has never respected the court. He's fighting TikTokers. When they arrest TikTokers and they are not talking about him, it hurts him. Right now, you see when he was speaking, he said he hopes that he will be called in for contempt because that is what he wants. But you see, the more he does this, the more the party sinks. And today, you might not like me, so you insult me. But I'm telling you, this is what the NDC wants. This is what the government is saving the NDC government upon all the good jobs they are doing. It is making it easy for the NDC. Because at this point, what else again? The reality is the government is working. When was the last time you heard the NPP speak about this government and the things they are doing? No, they can't because they have a destructive leader. They have a leader of the party who is dumb, who does not understand. You heard Kelvin Taylor, I understand. Menya Santini Matias here, me Jimmy Matias here, but this is the reality.